I just would hate to be with somebody for over a decade and still get to the point of like, this isn't working out, we're going apart, we have to go our separate ways. Like, that just would devastate me. God dang, if they couldn't work it out, if these people couldn't work it out, then what faith do I have? Honestly, I stopped looking up to celebrity couples a long time ago. I'm not trying to shame men, because I know it's not all men, but a lot of the times it be the men. Hey everyone, it's Brie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back on another video. And we're going to be reacting to breaking news. Mowry files for divorce from Cory Hardrict after 14 years of marriage. Y'all, when I heard this news break yesterday, I was shook. Now, mind you, I'm just like, I could have easily overlooked this, right? Because when she announced it, she had just posted like a nice photo of him and her. I'm not thinking it was anything like serious, but I just felt it in my spirit to read the caption and see what she was talking about. And she was announcing her divorce, and I'm like, whoa, like, wait a minute, what's going on, what's happening? Like, I was so confused. Everybody was confused. And you know, every single time we have situations like this, people love to say like, oh, that's why you shouldn't idolize relationships. I'll be the first one to say that I don't idolize anybody's relationship. If anything, I root for people. And you know, like, I would always hope that when people are, especially like in marriages, that it's going fine and it's working out. And yes, you can't always believe what you see is posted on social media, but I don't think anyone wants to just assume that things are going bad. You know, I feel like you always want to be, you know, hopeful that things are working out for, you know, these couples. And so I can at least say for me, I never like looked up to their relationship as like goals or was something that I necessarily aspired to have. I just thought that they were really cute together, and I thought that their marriage was, you know, solid. And so it just was really sad to see, especially as a fan of Tia, that this happened to her. And you know, I've been seeing people say stuff online about how they kind of saw this coming. I would be lying if I said that in certain videos that I've seen with them together, in interviews that I've seen with them together, I would be lying if I said that I didn't peep that he wasn't as into it as she was. Like, I kind of always got a vibe that he just didn't want to be there. And sometimes I kind of just chalk it up to maybe he doesn't like the spotlight. But then I found out that he's an actor. And so, I don't know, like, it's just, he just never really seemed like happy and enthusiastic when he was around her. Like, their energy just never really like meshed well. And I know there's like clips going around too, people talking about this. And so, but yeah, it still was very shocking to me. And I think what sucks the most when you see, you know, these big divorce posts is that these people have been together for so long. And God, it's just, it's becoming more and more of a fear for me to, you know, try again when it comes to like relationships and stuff. Because it's just like, I don't want that to end. And like, I just would hate to be with somebody for over a decade and still get to the point of like, this isn't working out, we're going apart, we have to go our separate ways. Like, that just would devastate me. And I just can't imagine, you know, again, being together for 14 years and not being able to make it work somehow. But we also don't know what specific things caused this. I know people were speculating that he's cheating. I feel like people always jump to that when divorces happen, is that, oh, the man was probably cheating. We don't really know. But yeah, we're gonna see Kempire break this story down.
Oh, hell no.
Right?
Tia Mowry has filed for divorce from her husband of 14 years, Cory Hardrict.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So this news literally came as I got off of our Tuesday takeover where we cover a variety of pop culture news. I did not expect this story to be happening in my lifetime because I never saw the cracks or the red flags in Tia Mowry's relationship with her longtime husband, Cory Hardrict. But the blast found the legal documents that Tia Mowry has filed for divorce after being with this man for almost 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
So let's get into what they're reporting in regards to this. So Sister Star, they're reporting Tia Mowry has pulled the plug on her marriage with Cory Hardrict after 14 years of marriage. And mind you, before that, they were together for a very long time too. According to the legal documents obtained by the blast, Mowry filed for the dissolution of her marriage in Los Angeles County courts and is citing irreconcilable differences as the cause for the split. The television star is asking for joint custody of her 2 children with Cory and wants the court to terminate its ability to award spousal support to either party. They, thankfully, had a prenuptial agreement.
Okay, good.
Mowry claims the couple entered into a prenuptial agreement which appears to have outlined things like splitting up properties, assets, and child support. Thank God. But as you know, sometimes, depending on the parties, they will contest it. Hopefully that won't be the situation here. So the blast continues. It says, interestingly, the documents say, pursuant to parties' premarital agreement, all assets and obligations of each party are her or his separate property. In other words, she will keep all that TV money. You know what?
I mean, as she should.
But I don't see any problem with that because if you looked at Cory and Tia's relationship, it didn't seem like it was based off of money and it felt like a real relationship. But look, we don't know these people's business because I know a lot of you are watching this and hearing this and like, if Tia and Cory can't make it, what does that say for all of us?
But see, because that's the thing. Because again, people be like, oh, well, that's why you shouldn't look up. Listen, but just naturally when you see stuff like this happen, that is kind of something that comes to mind. It's like, well, god dang, if they couldn't work it out, if these people couldn't work it out, then what faith do I have? And that's low-key how I've been feeling. It's like, I feel like every other day we're seeing people break up and not make it. And again, people have different reasons for different things, and people have certain, deal breakers that may lead them to that. Like, I know for me, like, a deal breaker is cheating. Not to say I've been cheated on, but I'm just saying that is a deal breaker for me. So if I was with somebody, even if we were together for a very long time, if they cheated, it's wraps. And so, you never know. Because I know even with Wendy Williams, right? Like, people were saying that her husband was cheating throughout their marriage, but it wasn't until he had an actual child with somebody that Wendy finally said, okay, I'm done. And so everyone has their breaking points. And so, it happens. And, it's unfortunate. But yeah, for us that are, wanting something like this, wanting like a marriage that is long lasting, it's like, god dang, like, and I'm not trying to shame men, because I know it's not all men, but a lot of the times it be the men. It be the men that can't get it together, that be cheating, that can't communicate. And it's like, what are we supposed to do? And it's like, that's why I hate that, like, even cheating, right? Like, cheating is so normalized. Like, people now expect to get cheated on. People feel like, you should, always forgive the man if they cheat because, it was a mistake. And it's just like, I don't like, it sucks. it really sucks.
We'll get to that in a second. So the blast continues that Tia has hired Kim Kardashian's divorce lawyer and celebrity divorce power attorney, Laura Wasser, to represent her in this case. Tia's not playing.
Yeah.
Tia is getting the right attorney because this powerhouse attorney I've seen a few times in divorce proceedings, and she does not play. She does not play. So as you may recall, in regards to, for those that may not even know the love affair between Tia and Cory. They've been together, like I said, almost 20 years, and they met on the set of their film Hollywood Horror and dated for 6 years before getting married in 2008. All right? The former couple welcomed their first child a few years later and currently share two minor children.
Yeah.
Cory is an actor in his own right, as you know, starring in several TV shows in the 1990s, including ER, Smart Guy, and Felicity. I don't remember him on Felicity, but anyways. Felicity was only on for like a season. So this divorce news does come as a surprise and shock to many fans, considering Tia is very vocal and open about the long-standing relationship that she's had with him in Hollywood. According to Essence, she said not too long ago, after being together for 18 years and married since 2008, Mowry Hardrict said one of the things that she loves about their marriage is how Hardrict's acts of faith and belief have elevated her own self-perception. The actress described her marriage as not including, quote, traditional gender roles. Mowry said she makes the marriage an equal partnership, which avoids the traditional gender roles altogether. She says, we don't put gender roles on our marriage and our relationship. If I'm working a lot and Cory's home, he will put Creed to bed, and if dishes need to be washed, he will wash them. So in the middle of preparing this video about Tia and Cory's divorce, she has taken to her social media just 15 minutes ago to break her silence on the divorce, announcing and saying this in the caption with a black and white photo of them from, I think this is the movie that...
Yeah, I would have never, like, seeing this, I would have never thought that this is the photo that she would use to announce her divorce. That's why I was so stunned. Because I'm thinking this was going to be, like, a heartfelt thing for her husband, but no, like, this is how she announced her divorce.
That they were in together a long time ago. She says this in her caption. I have been honest with my fans, and today is no different. I wanted to share that Cory and I have decided to go our separate ways. These decisions are never easy and not without sadness. We will maintain a friendship as we co-parent our beautiful children. I am grateful for all the happy times we had together and want to thank my friends, family, and fans for your love and support as we start this new chapter moving forward in our lives. And that's what people loved about Cory and Tia's relationship. But here's the thing. I know a lot of people were like, hashtag couple goals, and you love these celebrities and their relationship, but let this be a reminder that you don't know these people.
We don't
know these people. And just because a relationship ends in divorce doesn't take away from the amazing many years that this relationship offered.
I mean, that's true. Because people say that, right? They're like, oh, well, what they had was beautiful, and even though it ended, like, you can imagine that they're grateful for the experience, at least. I don't know. Maybe I still got some growing and healing to do, because for me, it's just like, if I spend that many years with the person just for it to end, it low-key is going to feel like a waste. And not to, like, and that's not to, diminish necessarily what I had with that person, but it's just like, I don't know, it would almost, at least for me, it just would feel like all of the hard work that I put into trying to keep, that relationship alive would have just, it would have failed, and it would have, like, I don't know, like, I could just imagine the emotions that she's going through, with the ending of this marriage. And yeah, but like he said, it's a reminder that we don't know these people, and just because you see cute pictures online and people seem happy, it doesn't mean that everything is just going perfect. And honestly, I stopped looking up to celebrity couples a long time ago. Now, I won't sit here and say that I never did. Of course, when I was younger, mostly when I was like in high school and like, early college years, there were a lot of couples that I looked up to, and I'm like, dang, like, I just really want what they have. Like, I can't wait until, I have this type of relationship. And then slowly but surely, more and more stuff started coming out about these couples, especially YouTube couples. Oh my God, there were so many YouTube couples that I looked up to and that I was inspired by. And I'm like, man, like, I would love to have, something like this. And then you find out behind closed doors, they're going through some horrible things. And so yeah, and then just again with some certain celebrity couples, it's like you find out certain things, and it's just like, yeah, I'm like, I'm cool. And then people too, like even with Jay-Z and Beyonce, like people couldn't believe that Beyonce got cheated on. And I agree, like that is unbelievable, but it also goes to show you that no one is exempt from going through stuff. Like you literally could be Beyonce and still have relationship issues, still deal with infidelity. Like no one is exempt from dealing with that type of stuff. And so it's very disheartening.
And I know a lot of you are wondering what could have happened to Tia and Corey's relationship. Did someone cheat? It's not always cheating.
It's
and I know I
not.
report on all the mess, but it's not always cheating
People
until
always think it's
we
cheating.
find something out. But it's not always cheating. I think the last time that I was truly not shocked, but was like, oh my gosh, I did not expect that, was the Megan Good and
Yes.
Franklin divorce. But a lot of you said, no, the red flags were there. But how would you feel about this Tia and Corey situation? Because to be honest with you, I can see the red flags with Megan and Devon, but I cannot see the red flags with Corey and Tia.
See, that's the opposite for me. I had no idea that Devon Franklin and Megan Good would have ended things. Like I didn't see any red flags. I thought the relationship was like really really beautiful. Um but with these two though, I could like again, it was the energy. Like when you go like literally take some time to go back and look at some like old clips with them too. You can kind of tell that they just were not meshing.
I couldn't see that. However, just because a relationship is ending doesn't mean that someone cheated or someone lied.
I agree.
People do outgrow each other. They've been together for almost 20 years.
And that's the other scary part. Sorry, I keep pausing. But that's the other scary part about it too is when people outgrow each other. Like cuz especially if you and that's like the only like cuz when people say like oh like don't date anybody when you're in your 20s, like do that when you're in your 30s when you're more established and you're more set in who you are as a person. That is like the one benefit to dating when you're older, because you kind of get all those growing pains out the way and you start to really set into who you are, and you're not really going to change much after that, you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like it's easier to find somebody when you're like in your 30s and 40s and you're more like set in who you are, so then that way you know who you're marrying. You know who you're marrying, and you know that the person that you're marrying isn't going to shift or change much from how you met them. But say you start dating like your high school sweetheart, there are so many changes that you're going to go through from year to year, and the person that you met when you were 17, 18 years old is not going to be the same person that you are at 35. And you don't know if the person that you got with at 18 years old is going to be just as compatible and is going to match well with who you grow to become. And that's another scary thing, because again for me it's like I don't want to wait forever. I don't like I would want to get into a serious relationship sooner rather than later. Again, I am not in a rush, I am not pressed, I am not desperate, but that is something that I want currently. Like I've said it before, I'm not interested in like getting anything out my system or talking to multiple dudes. I'm just not, that's not where my head is at. But that is scary to think about that, let's say I did get married at, I don't know, like 25 or something. Who's to say that at 45 we're still going to be just as compatible as we were when we were 25? And that's really scary to think about, because you would want to hope that the person that you're with, you're growing together and not growing apart. And so that definitely is something to consider.
They're not that old. So who Corey and Tia were back when they were in their early 20s versus who they are now can be very different. Take a look at your own life. Back who I was back in my 20s to who I am today is completely different, especially when it comes to how I view the world, how I view relationships. I wouldn't be surprised that they just outgrew each other, and thankfully they have a prenuptial agreement in place, so there won't be any arguments over property or money. Their biggest situation that they have to figure out, and and we'll have to figure out for the next how many years until these kids are grown, are how they're going to parent and co-parent together. And I wish them luck, because that part can be the ugliest thing. But based on what Tia and Cory have exemplified in their celebrity, is a solid relationship, a solid home, not being in the mess. This is probably the biggest mess of their relationship in pop culture news that we've ever seen, is that this relationship has moved on to a next chapter. Hopefully no mess comes out of this. I honestly do not want to see mess in regards to the whole Tia and Cory situation. This is sad news for them, their family, and their extended family as well. Guys, I want to know your reaction.
Yeah, like I said, it's really, really sad, and it is just a reminder that nothing is guaranteed. And that's scary. Like that's a very scary thought for me. And you know, it's something that I'm working through in therapy and all of that. But just again, the ending of relationships is just, it's not easy. It's not easy. And you know, I wish them the best. Like he said, I hope that nothing messy comes from this. I hope that it's like a nice, clean situation, and that they're able to co-parent you know, after this. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are about this. Were you shocked, or you know, were you expecting this? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below about this whole situation. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.